Hi guys, I was asked yesterday for a step-by-step for my rabbit I posted. So as we're both self-isolating, nothing better to do, we thought we'd do a little video. So it's the first time I'd done that on that board, and it was my inspiration was from a post on Pinterest. I'm not sure who the original artist was. I just added the muzzle bit just for a bit more detail. So I'm going to go with a homemade rainbow split cake and just pick up as many colours as I can. And then I'm going to go and make the ear shapes, which is basically just two little dabs of your sponge above the eyebrows. And then I'm going to reload, obviously being very careful because I don't want to muddy my paints up. Try and line them up with the paints I've already loaded. And then I'm just going to go and add over the eyes. Perhaps should have done it the other way around, but maybe you can see that. Just fill in the little bits there. And then I'm going to use the other side of my sponge and just reload again so we don't have too much muddiness. And this bit wasn't actually on the design that I saw, but because her line work was so nice, it looked really nice, but I felt like mine needed a little bit of something extra to disguise my line work, so I added the muzzle. Slightly flicky hair at the top, and then I twisted my sponge round to the side and just sort of did a little muzzle shape. Did it the wrong way, I think. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That purple. Brighten up that orange that side. Just try and match up the colours where you can. Okay, it's not the best light. And then I found it best to use a filbert brush for this. So I'm going to use my Face Painted Shop Pink Tips large filbert brush to get the ear shape. Just a good load on that. This is DFX White. It's my favourite. I do still want to try the Fusion one, but until I've got 90 gram of that left, so until that happens, until that's gone, I'll carry on with that. And in the design, it has sort of like thicker bits here and then went thinner. I had to practice that a few times on my board, so I'm giving it a go today and see how we get on. I'm just going to lay my brush flat and pull it up onto its tip and then follow that down like that. Oh, the paint's a bit wet there. Let's try that again. Just go over that. And then it just sort of comes down here, so the idea of a floppy ear sort of look. And on the other side, back onto the tip. and down. I suppose you could just do this with a flat brush if you, a round brush if you wanted to, just did a thicker line. Into there. Okay. You see. And that's just your little ears. And then with a round brush, I'm using a Low Cornell 795 round. This is a number 4. Might be a little bit thick, but the nearest one to hand. I'm not sure it's going to be close enough to see. Sorry, I'm just looking back at what I actually did. Round the eyes. Like that. And then I just created like wispy bits here to make the muzzle, instead of doing full outlining. Just thought it looked a bit lighter. And then I'm going to take the purple for the nose of this and just paint on a little nose. And then just add a little bit of prettiness. Obviously, you probably wouldn't do this for anybody who didn't want flowers, but I just thought it looked really cute when I saw it on the other girl's design. Just some double dip flowers. And I just get a really good load of white, and then I normally just do it on my arm or a towel. I normally have a towel down when I'm on a job, rub the excess off, and then into, this is already still wet from where I've just used it for the nose, and then that creates a nice double dip flower. Just a little bit of prettiness across the top. I'm just looking at what I was going to put on the design. And some whiskers. And obviously you can go ahead and paint the teeth at the bottom if you wanted to. What I usually do for a rabbit on the job is a little orange carrot on the finger, just orange and then a bit of green sticks. All the kids love that, and they go around like this, pretending they're munching on their carrots. I'm just going to add a couple of white highlights. Please let me know, guys, if there's anything of this video you wasn't able to see. I know it's not the best setup. We're just doing what we can just to pass our day, really. So, a little white dots there. Maybe some little flicks here for eyelashes. A bit of highlight on the nose. Good dots. Obviously, some glitter. No designs are complete without glitter. And what I did miss off was the stencil. So you could, this, you know, I'll be actually happy with this on the job. See if I can maybe you can see it a bit better. And obviously you could use any colour. The rainbow probably isn't the best colour for it because of so many different things, but hey. I'm going with rainbows because I've seen lots of posts about people putting rainbows on their windows and things. Yeah. Alternatively, you can add a little bit of design to it. So the post that I saw jumped out to me because it had these little spot things on, and it just, close your eyes. I think it just really brightens it up. So I'm going to add those on now so you can see. If you are watching this or know whose the original design was, it was in like greens and blues. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much for your inspiration. Please comment who you are. And then that just she originally did it a lot better, but that just added some dimension to to the design. So there we go. It's my new rabbit, thanks to whose ever inspiration it was. Stay safe, guys.